What's going on, true believers? It's your man Believes. Guys, today is going to be one of those important days, so please make sure that you pay attention to everything that I'm about to say because it's going to get a little bit crazy. Bitcoin whales have moved their money from their wallets back to exchanges. When that happens, that usually signals that there is going to be another gigantic dump and they're going to get themselves set up for better positioning. That means it's an opportunity for you. But if you get wrecked because you pull out early, then you are going to get wrecked, and there's nothing that is going to help you in that regard. Also, last night, Gervonta Davis took the win with Saitama strapped all over his persona. He had Saitama painted on him. He had Saitama shorts, and he got the win. So Saitama now has a world champion. What do you got? It's not financial advice, but I am always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
Okay, guys, the market's at 2.35 trillion. That's down 4%. It's been down, it's been down, it's been down, it's been down. There was a little bit of a recovery. Then it went back down again. 24-hour volume is $155 billion. Bitcoin is down 1.5%. Ethereum is down 3.6%. You can see that there's just a cascade of red all the way down. Polygon is down 16% on the day. Now, the interesting thing here, and it should be pointed out that this might be a good sign for the market in general, but I would get very nervous. A lot of Bitcoin is now back on exchanges where it was not before. Bitcoin only went down 1.5% in the last 7 days. Ethereum is only down 3.6%, but when you start to go down this list, Solana is about double that. Cardano is down 5%. XRP, Polkadot, Terra, all of these guys are down way more than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Polygon, 16.5%. Crypto.com, 10.6%. Cosmos, 13.9%. Axie Infinity is down 15.3%. Sandbox continues to struggle. Decentraland continues to struggle. Theta, everything. The metaverse has gone ice cold at the moment. Gala is down 16%. So there's a lot of bleeding happening in the altcoin market specifically. And that usually will indicate that moves are being made to get back into Bitcoin, but we're not seeing that yet. So I would be a little concerned with what's going on right now. So make sure that you make your investment adjustments accordingly. And I would be a little concerned right now. I might even put everything into Tether for just a little while, because if you don't, you might get wrecked and there might be a gigantic dip. Now, on the other hand, in about 2 hours, this whole market could blow up. I don't think it will, but it could. There's a lot of people that are predicting a lot of movement coming in Bitcoin, and it could be that the savvy investors who are making these moves right now are just pulling their money out of alts right now because they're about to run up Bitcoin. But don't take my word for that, because I am not the expert. I am just the guy reporting the news. Moving on. All right, guys, HokkFi is trading at 0.0065. That's pretty low for right now, but I have no fear that you are not going to see a huge lift. You're going to see a gigantic lift. That's what's going to happen. There's some consolidation going on. Meme coin markets seem to be way down. Everything seems to be struggling just a little bit. The market has corrected from down to 3 trillion all the way to 2.35 trillion. So the money's got to come from somewhere, and this seems to be one of the places. It doesn't mean that the product's not great, just means that there's a lot of oxygen being sucked out of this market right now. But when everything starts to get sent again and you start to see Ethereum make that climb again, then you're going to see Hokk do the same thing. And if you are smart, and some of you who are watching me are obviously smarter, you watching somebody else, this move right here that just happened, this move right here that happened, this move right here that happened, all of these moves, they're going to happen again. And they're very easy move. This is a low market cap. This is an opportunity for an explosion. So, guys, this is a great opportunity. Moving on. All right, guys, Sanshu's trading at 26.23, down 20% to the previous day. Crypto 101. Crypto 101 says this is a great buy opportunity. Look at the chart. Every time Sanshu finds a new bottom, what happens? There's an enormous up. that happens right after that. And when you get to these new bottoms, then you end up finding those moments where this happens right here. When we found this bottom the last time, the bounce on it was all the way up to here. When we found it the time before that, the bounce up on it was all the way up to here. Guys, you're talking about 100 to, in this case, a 300% lift off of this bottom once that bottom has been discovered. So I think it would be nonsense for you not to pay attention and see what's going on right now and see what kind of opportunity that there is. If you don't have money in here, you should probably put some in right now because time is going to run out and you will have missed it. Moving on. All right, Floki Vikings, a lot of great things happening, but we're still seeing that continued push down. There's a bear push that's happening, and it has been enormous with you guys for just a period of time here from that move. There was a parabolic move that took you guys up about 7x in one moment in just a very short period of time. And since then, there's been a lot of consolidation, and that descending wedge keeps happening, and that descending wedge keeps happening, and that descending wedge keeps happening. For that next leg up, there's got to be a big move. 12,600 is probably not the place where it's going to happen unless this market makes a quick turnaround. I don't see any announcements that there's there's nothing coming up. There's nothing scheduled right now. But there was a takeover of Israel in the last couple of days, which is amazing. But we're going to need this market to start to make some serious moves before you guys can make the same. So be aware, be paying attention, look for that bottom. When you get to that bottom, make sure that you got your bag packed because there's going to be a nice and parabolic sort of lift that'll happen from Floki. And it's very possible that in a very short period of time, you could double or triple your bag if you are paying attention and you are playing this market the way that it's supposed to be played. Moving on. All right, guys, if you're in Saitama and you're in the Wolf Pack, then you know that this has been one of the most trying and traumatic weekends that you have experienced in quite a while. And there is no shortage of Chads that have been selling as much as they possibly can, and Bitmart with whatever happened on Saturday. So, guys, Bitmart was attacked, and Bitmart held 597 trillion Saitama tokens. That total value was in the neighborhood of $8 million, and somebody set that up. I'm sorry, I believe it was 25 million. And somebody set that up to, they created contracts and then they renounced the contract. So when you see all of these big dumps that have been happening, that has been a cascade from Bitmart as the contracts that were renounced, by the way, off of a wallet that was hacked. They are all, they're happening, and it's converting everything to Ethereum. Which is a great thing because that's going to mean that it will be fairly easy and standard for Bitmart to do a buyback. Now, the important thing at this point is that Bitmart has to make that buyback at a reasonable sort of time. I assume that it's going to be as quickly as possible if they want to eliminate the negativity in the market. 597 is 25. You're talking about driving at 597 trillion. You're talking about driving this price back up in the 6,000 to 7,000 range. And you've got Saitama coming almost any day right now. So when you start to look around, you start to pay attention, then I think it's important for you to understand that all of these Chads right here with their 3 ETH sales, they're not going to make it. The people with the 1.2 ETH sale, the 2.5 ETH sale, sorry, bro. Chad, you're just not going to get there. You got a 26 ETH sale. That's somebody. That's something. That's somebody with a wallet of, well, they don't have anything left, but it's a $3 million wallet. So they're out now. The thing is, these people are going to probably end up back in because once you start to see these green things start to light up, then you tend to see that pretty big because there's a lot of, and I mean a lot, there's a lot of bull pressure that Saitama always has. So don't ever sleep on it, and don't forget that no matter whether you like it or not, Saitama does an excellent job Keeps people motivated, keeps people engaged. There's a lot of buy pressure. In the last couple minutes, there's plenty of transactions that are going on because people are still making buys and people are still making sales. But Saitama is coming. Bitmart buyback is coming. This thing is going to blow up. And when it blows up, if you don't have a bag packed and you're not ready for it, you are going to regret it for a long, long time. Moving on. All right, guys, if I had to say there's something wrong with Kishu, then I think I figured out what the issue is. It really has nothing to do with the dev team. Really has nothing to do with anything other than there are some very poor investors who invested in this early, who bought near the top because they thought that it was just going to keep going and going and going and going and growing. And it did not. It started to cascade down. And as you can see, you have those descending wedges that create those little spikes. And you have the descending wedge that creates a little spike. And the descending wedge creating a little spike. And the descending wedge. And nobody's getting in at the bottom of that descending wedge. Well, you got another opportunity right now to get in on the bottom of a descending wedge before it starts to go back up again. If you buy here, you're going to feel good about your investment. So those people need to speak volumes. Now, the market is the market. There's problems in it. You can obviously see that. Anybody who's paying attention to it knows that there's issues and concerns. Should not be concerned about the dev team with Kishu. They've done amazing jobs with charities across the world, by the way. They've done plenty of marketing. The only thing working against everybody right now is that it's just not meme coin season, and it hasn't been meme coin season. And Kishu is not fully divested of that meme coin logo or brand yet. They've continued to embrace it. And as we move along, there are Kishu NFTs, more coming. There is a Kishu game coming. So they're going to be leaning away from it and getting into the metaverse. But it takes a little bit of time to make these things happen. So you're gonna have that struggle. But you are also going to have that moment where people are going to realize, oh shit, Kishu is on sale, and they're going to go crazy and they're going to start buying in, and you're going to see a 4 or a 5x just to get yourself back to this level because you still have 250,000 holders. So get ready because it's coming. It's just a matter of time. Moving on. All right, StarLink troopers, you're at 36.29. You got me. I absolutely, on the 4th, when everything started to go, I thought, uh-oh, here we go. The run-up is happening. The run-up is happening. You got up to around 5,000, and then Bitmart did what they do and left the keys to the kingdom for somebody to steal. And then the next thing you know, we had this cascade of people who were nervous, causing a sell-off and a spike downward, and the market started to tank. And here we are. So Bitcoin is probably going to have some crazy stuff happening to it today. Doesn't look great for Bitcoin. And I'm just being as honest as I can right now. But like I said before, you are going to have this big move. It's all going to happen again. This spike down here, it just happened all the way to the bottom. And again, you match up this spike to this one to this one, 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 and you get down here where you've got the little V, and there's your little V, and then you're right here with this spike again. There's that spike again, and then you're down here right now. And that looks like there's a little consolidation period of about 1 day, and then an explosion. So I'm off by a few days, but guys, I'm telling you, it's coming again. The metaverse will not be denied. So have a little faith, have a little patience, and just understand any day now it's going to erupt. Moving on. All right, Kuma Trading at 16.89. It's down 7.8% to the previous day. Where Shiba goes, Kuma goes right now. Seems like you guys are tied pretty closely together on what's happening in the market. So I think that for at least a little while, you're going to look, and when we compare these two, we're seeing the exact same patterns emerging. So I believe that when you see the next spike in Shiba, you're going to see the next spike in Kuma. And I believe that the percentage of increase is a whole lot easier with Kuma, so it's very possible that the opportunity presents itself in the community, in the Kuma community to reap the benefits of that. This is a big lift right here. There's a big lift over here. You could definitely do a 2x to get back to just this level, and that's not even a support level. You also have everything that happened up here to get you back to, what is that, 4x from where you are right now. So it looks like the opportunity presents itself. If you've bought this dip, then there might be a little bit more dip left because Bitcoin is doing something weird. So be very careful, but also remember that if you buy the dip, you get rewarded. Moving on. All right, BossToken, you guys are trading at 1253. It's down 9.4%. And it looks like, if I had to call this, I would say that this looks like, and I'm not going to look, by the way, but if I'm looking at it on the outside, this looks like a manipulation because it looks like it's a couple of different sell-offs at specific times. And it looks like they're timed to almost the same period of time. And it's almost like somebody's trying to shake out the unfaithful hodlers. I don't know what that means, but it seems like somebody is trying to shake loose the unfaithful so that only the faithful remain. And that's the sentiment that I would get if I were looking at something like this. And in, I guess, looking through the wallets, there it is. And it looks like there's a specific wallet doing big sell-offs, so maybe that is, maybe that isn't the case. If it's not, and it's a whale just trying to get a good splash so that they can get a better position, because Boss Track is still coming, but if that's what it is, then make sure that you buy the bottom on this and don't get shaken out. But it's important to remember that there are things going on in this market right now that are just a little bit crazy, and there's a lot of nervous sentiment that's happening right now. And if you're caught up in that, more power to you. Do what you got to do, but don't miss out on a great product. Make sure that you are getting in at the bottom so that when this thing moons, you are rewarded handsomely. Moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but if you're in Telegram for any length of time, then you know that there are people who are complaining constantly. There's always something for them to bitch about. And when they go from product to product, then guess what? They're going to find the same thing. No matter what, they're always going to be complaining. You know why? Because they're a whiner. That's what they are. That's what they do. Then they're going to tell you, and they're going to regale you with all of their knowledge about why things are or are not the way that they should or shouldn't be. And don't engage those people. Just let them go. They're you're not supposed to pick on incompetent people. That's basically what it means. Let them cry, let them sell, let them get out. Only the strong survive in crypto. So the question you have to ask yourself is, are you strong or are you weak? If you're strong, then you hold. You buy dips, you make profit. You turn profit into other opportunities. If you're weak, then you keep losing money because you get nervous because you see an L and you can't handle taking an L for a short period of time, or you can't handle just waiting for something to go back up. And if you can't do that, you can't be successful. You have to make plays and you have to stick by your plays. Make wise plays, make good decisions, and don't get lost in the process. The process is very simple, it's very cold, it's very calculated. You buy the dip and you look for the dip. You find the dip. You don't just look at something that's down. You find out, is this a dip or not? And then you buy it. And then when it goes back up, then you take your profit and you decide what to do with the money going forward. Maybe you leave it in and you move on to something else. Maybe you don't. It's your decision to make. You're the investor. But make sure that you are buying that dip. When you buy that top, that's when you made the mistake. It's not everybody else's mistake. That's your mistake. Man up, own up to it, understand that it's your mistake. Don't do it again. Buy the dips. Guys, that's all the time I got. Let's have a good and successful day. I'm still worried about Bitcoin, but we'll see what happens.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and I want you to go.